Hello everyone, welcome to OnyxEarth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So we are back with another pick a card reading. It is timeless and it is 18 plus. As we dig into your energy that you're radiating into the world, we're going to look at it in general, see if like some romantic vibes come out, like the energy you radiate to people that may be interested in pursuing you or people you may be interested in pursuing. And then at the end, we're going to look and see what sexual energy you are emitting. Okay. So we're calling it What's Your Vibe? So we're going to see your vibe. And I do have the pile selections in the intro and in the thumbnail. But if you are a person that selects your piles based on sound, I will call them out because they are crystals today. Pile 1 is the pink Tourmaline. Pile 2 is the Aragonite. And pile 3 is the green Fluorite. Okay, so those are the pile selections. Again, if you like to see, go back to the intro. It is timestamped. Select your pile and I will see you there. All right, pile 1. If you selected the pink Tourmaline, then this is your reading. We're going to see your vibes that you give off. You know, what's your vibe? So let's see from various perspectives what it is you're giving off to other people. Okay. And if you skipped the intro and came straight to your pile, I am looking to see just in general the vibe you give off, as well as what you may be giving off to romantic interests. And at the end, we're going to look specifically into the sexual energy you're giving off. Okay. So let's see. Pink Tourmaline. Pile 1. You may be giving off a bit chaotic energy, pile 1, only because like it was a bit of a mess to get this first card. Like the shuffle, it wasn't sticking right or whatever. So we'll see. The first card you have, it is 3 of Pentacles, which is a card of collaboration. So that may be a bit of that chaotic energy, right? Like having a lot of people around you, working with a lot of people, lots of collaboration. You may be dealing with a lot of people. If we're talking about from a romantic perspective, you may be kind of a casual dater. People may see you as a bit flirty and flirtatious, and as you interact with a lot of people, because this, again, that's a card of working really well with other people. That's a person that's typically very well liked, respected as well, because again, it is a card of working well with others and working efficiently. But again, it is very busy energy. It is not all over the place, because that's a disorganized energy that I'm not seeing here. This is very structured. It's just it may be not fast paced, but just very good at jumping from various situations. Like I said, possibly serial dater energy that you're giving off to other people. Let me grab these cards. You may be difficult to get a hold of. You may be very busy, okay? Because like this card was very difficult to grab. It is the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Very heavy earth energy. So you may be earth placements. You may have earth placements, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. That may be you. Let me see what this other card is. Page of Cups in reverse. Okay. So some of you are giving off a very unavailable energy to other people, whether that is platonic, whether that's romantic, whether that is even professional, because we do have 3 of Pentacles, right? Like that's like a working card to me in some instances. You have the 10 of Wands. So like I said, very busy. You may be living a life right now where you don't have much time, much space, much availability for anyone other than those that are already currently in your life. I don't know why that's coming through that way, but let's look at it. Let's look at it now that I have the cards. So like I said, very unavailable, to new energy, like incoming energy, but very, very receptive and engaged with those that are currently in your circle with that Three of Pentacles, right? The Seven of Pentacles, it's like it's a harvest card. It's typically receiving the energy that is due to you. It is energy that is coming in after some time. It's feeling like you're not really interested in anything new beyond where you are, especially with that Page of Cups in reverse. Now that's what you're giving off. That's not necessarily what you are. That's the vibe, right? So if that's not what you want, if you don't want to seem like you're overwhelmed, or if you're unavailable, then you can completely turn that around. Now, that said, very interesting energy. You're very intriguing to people, right? Like that Ten of Wands, it is a very busy energy, and it is hard to grab. Like when I couldn't pick up that Seven of Pentacles in reverse, like I was struggling to grab it. It was in an awkward place, like under the table. People are very interested in you because, one, you're unavailable, and people always want what they can't have, whether it is romantically or platonically. But it's feeling like I'm hearing that there's very specific instances, or from other people's perspectives, because this may not be your perspective, but people, like, you actively reject people, like, directly. And there's also been instances where you haven't even accepted, like, gifts and whatnot from people. So it doesn't have to be like a necessarily like a wrapped in a bow or whatever, but there's something people have been offering you, or maybe a specific person or a specific couple of people have offered you, where you're like, no thanks, I'm fine, with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse and that Page of Cups in reverse. So like, you have people that are kind of dwelling on your energy because they're feeling like you kind of brushed them off, or you're not receptive to them, and they feel like they have a lot to offer you. So it's making them even more engaged, because they're like, why is Pile One rejecting this great offer that I'm extending to them, right? So that's the energy you've been primarily giving off to other people. So let me look at this a little more before I pull from the other decks. Look, I don't want to say your energy is cold, because it's not. It's very passionate with that Ten of Wands, but just some instances, and I don't know if you just have very firm boundaries. It just, Three of Pentacles is open, but when it's something you don't want, and that Seven of Pentacles reverse, you're not really open to it. You're not very engaged, and you are very clear in that. So that's the energy you're giving off, and I don't know why that's relevant to your vibes, but I'm going to pull from these astrology based decks so I can get more information, and then we'll see. I'm hearing, I don't have time for that. Like, that's literally what you tell people, or what people interpret you as saying. Like, however you phrase whatever you say, people get the energy from you, Pile One, of, I don't have time for that. That's how they that's the energy you're giving off. And it's actually making from a romantic perspective, it is really making it's creating a chase energy in people that are interested in you romantic, and just overall. Like, I don't mean necessarily in the present, I mean in past situations, and even in future situations. You having that I'm too busy for this energy, it makes people chase, whether you realize that they're actively chasing or not. It could be very subtle. This is a pile with lots of secret admirers, right? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It's like you're not really seeing it clearly, but there's a lot of offers available to you that you're just kind of flying by as people get to know you. And also, even though that Seven of Pentacles is unavailable energy, it is, over time, the more people get to know you, the more intrigued they become, the more interested and invested in you they become, even though you don't seem to be either aware of it or interested, which is why you work so well with others while actively rejecting them. They want to keep you around, you, and you like having them around, even if you're not interested romantically, because you may value friendships or professional connections, right? Page of Cups reverse, it was screaming to me just now with that Seven of Pentacles reverse, and how people get to know you and become more invested. It if you have at first value a page, youthful, very sweet, very engaging energy, it is very interesting to people when they realize that that is just the surface level version of you, that at the deeper they get to know you, the less I don't want to use the word inexperienced, but the less green, the less I guess childlike in that page energy you actually are. Like there's a certain maturity that people aren't expecting to rear its head, and then it does. So very, like I said, you're very multifaceted, as many people are, but something about the way you carry yourself, Pal One, is very, very intriguing for people, and it keeps them invested long term, whether romantically or otherwise. And again, very, like, you turn people on in weird ways. Like certain aspects of your personality are, I don't want to use the word sexually arousing, but kind of for other people in a way that it doesn't really make sense, right? That's why you have that Page of Cups in reverse. Like there's certain things that you do, things that you say, ways you behave, or even the way you dress, that just, it really does it for people in a way that doesn't make sense. Like I know sometimes in these readings we talk about you not like we, oh, I say you, maybe you picking those pals, but there's certain groups that aren't people's usual types, but for whatever reason people seem interested in them just because the way that certain features are on them is attractive, typically universally. Here, there's some weird quirks about you that usually would either be annoying, a turnoff, but for you, it works. Okay, and that's how people are coming. So I'm gonna grab these cards that did jump, but like the cards started talking to me from the table. You may have fire energy, because at the bottom right now we do have this fire card that is Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. So it is confidence, optimism, patience, not the word passion, and bravery. So there may be a certain patience here, or a lack of, that is contributing to how you are giving off your energy to other people. So we have, so like I said, so far, heavy earth, heavy fire, right? You have Saturn, feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work, and look at that word, patience. Okay, didn't see that on the floor. So that's, I was calling passion, patience. There's some kind of correlation between passion and patience that is connected to your vibe that you're giving off to other people. I think I'm gonna put these over here because I have a lot of space today that I didn't realize. And I want to talk about that, but we do have yin. But before I get into this yin energy, I want to talk about the fact that there's a lot of hard work energy here, right? The Three of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Like if you depending on whatever your career is, Power One, that's where you're getting the most attention. So it could be professional energy. You may have some romantic energy stirring over into your professional life, because again, that Ten of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the Saturn energy, because Saturn is the planet of work. It rules Capricorn, which rules the 10th house of your social status and career long term. So that may be the case here for a lot of you, or maybe it's just public energy. It could just be how you come across socially to other people. Depends on the person, depends on the circumstance. Again, this is a general reading. You all have varying lives. So, but whatever reason, we talk about that really, really busy energy, possibly even overwhelmed. That is how you are giving off to people. But while you're giving off that energy, remember, Three of Pentacles is upright. So it's like, okay, you've got a lot going on, super busy, but 100% has it under control. That's the energy, especially with Saturn coming out upright. It is the burden, but it is a person that can handle that cross to bear. So that's probably the energy that's coming through. And some of you, that Seven of Pentacles in reverse is people feeling like you're not really getting, like you're in situations you don't deserve to be in, or you're not getting your due, right? You're not getting offers. You're not being treated the way that you are. So for example, if you are in a romantic connection and you have admirers, people feel like your spouse, your partner, or just the person you're casually dating is taking you for granted, and that they can treat you better. Like that's the vibe that they kind of give off. But yeah, a heavy energy of burdens, but not from a Debbie Downer perspective. It's dang, Pile 1 has a lot, but they've got it, right? So we have yin energy, okay, very receptive. It is intuition, trust, patience. Look at that word again, spirituality, receptivity. So you give off, you give off, even in the chaos that is coming through from this energy. Let me see if I can slide this over so it's slightly into frame. There we go. So even in all of this energy, all this chaos, and it's like you're this strong, rock solid force in the midst of all of the mess, right? Whether it's drama, whether it's mess, just whether it's work, whether it is home life, like balancing a family, it is someone that is having it under control, like being patient, being willing to commit to the task, being willing to do the work and be in it for the long haul, for eventually that Seven of Pentacles to turn upright, even when it seems like it's hopeless, right? Because Seven of Pentacles in reverse can be a bit of a hopeless situation, as is the Page of Cups. But that Saturn card is very committed to the task, very receptive and intuitive and understanding. You may even have psychic tendencies that you have the creativity, the passion to push through with that fire and that Ten of Wands energy. So let me pull from the other astrology based decks. There we go. We got the card. Yes. Guidance. Right? I'm going to put that with the Shin card. So guidance, and at the bottom you have create. So I'm going to put that here because very creative energy with that fire, Ten of Wands. Like you have the skills to be innovative in whatever situation you're in, and that's what you give off to people. You give off a very, very passionate energy. So it's something about you. It's like you do have the yin card, but there's a yin yang vibe about you, Pile 1, where people feel like there you are receptive when it is necessary, like you are very patient and still and slow moving when it's necessary. But in instances where you have to just go and act and move and be able to think on your feet, move on your feet, you can do that too. So having that balance and that understanding of when to move and how is something that you're very gifted at, and you wear it very openly, like literally on your energy. Like people can feel that about you. Like it's something that people realize about you very quickly. And that's the overall vibe that you give off, is that very balanced, knowing how to move when, fast, slow, think about it, react. You're very good at that. Again, Three of Pentacles. Let me pull from this Moonology deck. Very, very creative. And as I'm shuffling this Moonology deck, because I just feel like I need to give it a good shuffle. So the vibe you give up, I'm not going to lie, with create, fire, Ten of Wands together like that, it feels very, like you do give off a very, very, very sexual energy, whether you intend to or not. Like, even as you're restraining yourself in that Seven of Pentacles and Page of Cups reverse, even as you're like putting your head down, trying to like focus on the important tasks, the important things that you have going on in your life, you give off that sexual energy. Like, and I don't know if it's that weird thing between that kind of face value, youthful energy flipping over into that maturity, because remember Saturn, and then you have guidance. That's that mature energy we touched on a little while ago. It's something about it. It's a very sexual energy you're giving off. You're giving off a sexual maturity that you may not necessarily even have to certain individuals that tap into your energy, that are reading your vibe. And there's a lot of sexual frustration as it relates to you, because for whatever reason you just do it for a lot of the people that you come into contact with, and there's that frustration there that just is sitting in that fire Ten of Wands card. Okay, so let me pull this card here. Even now I'm looking at the Page of Cups, and it's like you're not as innocent as you like to give off. Like, not saying that that's actually you, like that you're not as innocent as you give off, but people kind of feel that. That's the energy that people, that's how people interpret your energy, especially with yin. That's like a mysterious energy that people interpret sometimes possibly as sneaky or mysterious. So you have new moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. So there's a certain confidence about you that, again, may for some of you even be wise beyond your years with Page of Cups in reverse. Lots of, like I said, lots of fire and earth energy, because you do have Leo on the table again, and you do have new moon in Taurus at the bottom, right? New moon in Taurus at the bottom. Let me see where I'm gonna place this. I guess I can put it above. So new moon in Taurus, that's another earth energy. But this is a card of someone that is really fun, really successful, not just because you have confidence is your key to success and prosperity lies ahead, but because Taurus rules second house energy, right? It is Venus, it is a sign of beauty and luxuries and pleasures, but it also rules your assets, your money, the things that you have. And then Leo is the star. It's literally the star energy. It's ruled by the sun in tarot. It's fun. It's fifth house of joy and, again, pleasure. So very fun energy that you give off, but also very stable, very sure. Like the leader energy, right? Leo is known for kind of being the outspoken one, right? So that's the energy that's coming through for you. But people see you as very, very confident and very prosperous. And again, that Page of Cups in reverse, whether we're talking about a youthful energy in true age or just an overall just youthful presence as you get older, something about it, it just feels like one, being ahead of your time, one, of maturity beyond your years, and also long-term success people see in you. So let me pull from this Moonology deck. I mean, oops, not the Moonology deck. We put that one down already. And then I will put from, oh, that's interesting. So I have the Melanin Pop, which is interesting, and I'm shuffling, and for whatever reason, I guess this card jumped out, jumped back in backwards. And so you have Sweet and Sticky, like I said, that really sexual energy. But Sweet and Sticky is also that hot and cold energy. It is that balance of being very creative, being passionate, very fast moving, while knowing when to be stable, slow moving, thoughtful, right, introspective. And that is kind of that energy, right? Very sweet and sticky. So you can be very, very sweet, like that Page of Cups, but also very sticky, right? And that kind of, that switch turns people on. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna get this card so it can, let me see if it's gonna do the thing. No. So it says kind, caring, compassionate, loving, physical touch, right? And honestly, I'm realizing that it's probably not focusing, because for whatever reason, the incense is really smoking it up right now. So you are really on fire, Power One, and that's the end. You're very fiery. And that's why we can't get a focus, because the incense is fogging a little bit as it relates to you and your energy. So sweet and sticky, very fiery. Let's see this other card. Yeah, see, I'm not even gonna try for your pile. It's not working. So it says, give me space, time apart, boundaries, and no contact. So we talked about you possibly having that very powerful boundary earlier. Like, that's the energy you give. It's like when you want something, you're very confident and very vocal about what it is you need, what it is you want, and what you will and will not tolerate. So there might be a bit of a mean edge to you that people like. Okay, it's possible. At the bottom, you do have old school. It says vintage, chivalrous, dates, courtship photos. So maybe that is the energy. Let me see. I'm going to put this here. Maybe that is the energy that people get. Something about you is young and old at the same time. Like, whatever it is, whether you're a more mature individual that has a very youthful spirit while still maintaining your maturity, maybe you are very young and youthful, but there's something that is very wise beyond your years, that old soul about you. When it comes to romantic partners, they know they have to come at you correct because of the old school energy here. You're very I don't want to say traditional, but there's a certain way you like to be pursued and that you like to pursue, and anything less you're not going to tolerate. If you're down for the casual thing, that's fine, but you'll leave it that, but you're not going to see anyone seriously if they don't meet meet you where you have, where if they don't meet your expectations, right? So there's that energy for you. So let me pull up this really spicy energy that's coming through for you and see what the sexual energy is. Okay. But yeah, you come off as very unavailable when you don't want to be, because you're confident in yourself. You're very sure, and you know that you don't really necessarily need anybody. You can kind of make your own way with Three of Pentacles. Like, there's lots of opportunities available to you. And also, there's also lots of suitors. Like, you can have whatever you want in your mind, because you have the skills, you have the I'm hearing the word connections for some of you, but you also have the talent and the work ethic to get whatever it is you want. Whether we're talking about professional, that's an energy that's coming through for a lot of you. Whether we're talking about socially, like you can make friends anywhere, wherever you go. Or if we're talking about romantically, you know that you are a catch. You're very confident in that, and you know what you have to offer people. So you know that you can find at least an equal, if not someone that has more to offer than you, as I'm seeing that is something here for you. Okay, so let me see your sexual vibes. All right, Pile One specifically. It's a lot of cards. Let's see. Pile One. That's what it is. That's that vibe. Like, you have a very spiritual energy about you, a very vibrant presence. Like I said, your incense was like taking over the reading. It actually, I can see here that it is very foggy on the thing. It's like foggy. That yin energy is giving kind of high priestess a little bit. This may be my spiritual pile. It does say spiritual connection. So you are unavailable. You're unavailable because you're looking for something much deeper. You're looking for something much deeper, and you have a mean edge. Look what's at the bottom. Look at you. Pile One, domination. You probably can't read it because your incense is taking over your table, but like domination, like you're in control of your world, and you know what you want, and you kind of have a dominant edge. You may be a dominant, like you may kind of want to be in control a little bit in your connections, and that's nothing wrong with that, but you know that it only works with specific types of people. Okay, let's see. Something about you is very, very soft and delicate at first glance, like first overall impression, but it becomes a little more dominating over time, and it's not a bad thing. People like that. Because again, it's not overbearing. You have that balance. You know when to turn that off. But people can tell. That's that vibe. But again, spiritual connection, very deep, very intuitive, very receptive. Kind of just knowing things with no explanation if you are not considered psychic. Okay. I think I want a total of 6 of these types of cards. You have sexual healing in reverse. I'm very interested in why that's reverse. And let me pull the other cards, grab the other cards so I can see if that's going to clarify. There is someone else. So at the bottom so far, you have, you're the one I want. So very, very emotionally unavailable energy, very just unavailable energy, period, especially sexually. Like, even if there's people you're engaging with on a sexual level, Pile One, they do not feel like you're open to them. They feel like you may be having casual sex with other people. They may feel like they're getting hot and cold messages from you. They feel like and I say it because this is like, I don't want to say it's a specific situation coming through, but maybe past situations, future situations. This is how people that you're engaging romantically see you, that you're looking for something deep, and that if they're not meeting that, you're just gonna like casually have sex with them without the emotional attachment, right? And possibly be having sex with other people, because like sexual healing in reverse, you have, you're the one I want. And there's even some of you coming through that won't have sex with people you feel connected to. Like, I don't know if there's like some trauma, like those boundaries that lead to control and dominate. But if you have a spiritual connection with someone, it's like a resistance to sex with them, because like that sexual healing is like a deep, it is the sexual merger of that spiritual connection. So it's like you'd rather be having sex with people that you're not as invested in, even though you have a very specific person, past, present, future, you're invested in. So that's how you have come across, possibly will come across sexually to people that are invested in you in that level. Okay, so let me pull 3 more, and I will take the bottom. So make sure you manage your emotional availability. If there's people that you're interested in, Power One, don't I mean, if that's what I mean, if this is the life you want, then that's the life you want. But just mind your energy if this isn't how you want to come across. And it's okay if you do, it's just mind your energy. You have please tease me. Look at that, things are clearing up a little bit. Okay, my air did come on, so it's probably just cooling you down. So please tease me. Erotic stories, so some teasing energy coming through for you sexually. Like, just something about you just naturally gives off that tease, sexual, arousing energy to other people, which is interesting because once people feel like they're connecting with you, you kind of pull back a little bit with that energy, and even like play the field because you don't like to be emotionally invested. That's what I'm saying. That's part of that Page of Cups energy in reverse, is you not liking to be emotionally invested with connections. And if that's not true, it's how you're coming across to other people. Okay, exactly. So as soon as I try to shuffle, this jumped out, hiding my intentions. People feel like you pull back, and that you have this issues with emotional intimacy and even sexual intimacy, because again, for you, sex is very casual. It's 3 of Pentacles. It's not there's no cups associated with it. That's why you have the Page of Cups in reverse. It's not a romantic energy. There's a resistance to that. Okay, so I'm gonna pull one more. Like in past connections, present connections, future connections, you feel, oh my goodness, yeah, you feel like a person that is distant and not one, and afraid of intimacy, afraid of possibly commitments, afraid of feeling things and feeling romantic feelings. That you have, if you come across like you have a fear of that, even though you have this very sexual, seductive energy, even though you have this very stable, successful energy, there's something about you emotionally and romantically coming across as maybe that's the stunted energy. Maybe that I think I used that word in passing, immature, earlier. Maybe that's an immaturity there, an emotional immaturity, because you do have fetish, right? So we talk about it, right? So the sexual energy you give off to other people is that, yes, you are looking for very, very deep connections, but that as it relates to them, there is kind of like an abstinent energy. There is a lack of being able to fully emerge into that for whatever reason, because of whatever sexual trauma we have there, or just trauma in general as it relates to romantic connections. And you kind of exploring your options in some instance being very sexually liberal, as long as there's no feelings involved, right? With fetish, hiding your intentions to someone else, like multiple partners, without having to be invested spiritually and emotionally. At the bottom, look who came back. And now it's clear as day, domination. Well, it was clear as day, domination. And so that is your energy. You come across as possibly dominating from a sexual way, right? I don't want to cover anything. Well, I'm wrapping it up. It's fine if I cover up fetish because it's there. So yes, so that is the sexual energy, like very dominant, and again, not necessarily aggressively so, but kind of needing to, when I say dominant, I mean possibly like dom sub, right? You're the dominant, that's how people see you, but also like needing to be in control, needing to be in control of your emotions, needing to be in control of the situation, needing to be in control of the other person. Like it just, again, in control of your emotions, in control of how deep you fall, those types of things. So that's how you come across. Your pile is super long. We're at 33 minutes now, so I'm going to close it out, pile 1. But we had a lot to cover, so hopefully this resonated. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, pile 2. If you selected the Aragonite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to look at your vibe. We're going to see if it is, not if it is, how it comes across to other people, just in general, how you come across to romantic suitors. And then at the end, we will pull some cards to see your sexual vibe that you give off. Okay. There's some interesting energy coming through here that I'm not quite, I wasn't ready to take cards yet. So I did not take those 2 cards that fell, but it was the Sun and the Empress both in reverse. I needed to give this a good shuffle before I take the cards, but that may be relevant for you. Which is interesting because I feel like, okay, so Empress and Sun, that's Leo, Taurus. So I don't want to speak too soon because I have not begun to really fully get this energy from pile 2 yet, but it's almost like the counter to pile 1. Like it might be some opposite energy coming through here, but I'm going to shuffle to confirm, just because that was some heavy earth fire energy in pile 1. And then I think I actually did get the Leo and Taurus energy coming through. So that's interesting. So I don't know if that means that you're kind of the opposite of that pile. Some of you, I'm almost hearing like, I don't want to say counterpart energy, but it's just the word counter is standing out. I don't want to see why. I don't want to deviate from the reading. So let's just see what's going on with your vibe, pile 2, and why that's coming through that way. It's the first card. Ace of Wands. So some initiating energy, some new creative energy, something new coming in. So you're like a breath of fresh air. You're very I don't want to say unique. It's funny because I'm actually hearing Alien Superstar by Beyonce now. Maybe that's you, maybe that's you. I might actually put that in the description box as your channel song. Hopefully I remember. But that's the energy that's coming through. I do have the King of Pentacles, but it hesitated. I did not, so I'm not going to take it. I'm going to put it back. I feel like I really want jumpers for this reading, so we're going to take those. But yeah, that Ace of Wands energy is just really creative, very passionate. It's always being inspired, always seeing the bright side of things, even when it's possible, like when it feels dark, right? That's how you come across to other people. You're the light that walks into the room, like always lifting the energy of a room. Regardless of if that's like an open personality or if that you just have a natural energy that makes people happy to see you, because it can still be a calm demeanor. It's just brightening people's day. Let me see if I can get more energy for pile 2. That's a lot of cards, but you know what? The Eight of Wands is trying to poke out. Let me see what this is, because I think it's only 3. We'll take them if it's only 3. Yes, it is. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So we do have that fire earth combination again. So if you pick pile 1, this may be another side of you that you're giving off, or maybe you're giving off this energy to, you're giving off one energy to one group of people and you're giving off another energy to other people. For example, I don't know, maybe pile 1 might be like your professional energy. Pile 2 could be your school energy or your social energy. You know, we're all multifaceted. So if you pick multiple piles, that's fine. But again, earth and fire energy coming through again. But it also feels like just these 2 cards, an Ace of Wands leading into a Queen of Pentacles, regardless of gender, a bright future like that pile 1. So I don't want to stick on that energy, but I just want to come I want to confirm that if you came from that pile, that you're fine. Okay. And I'm struggling with my words a little bit. So I do feel like maybe that's the energy. You may be a little bit breathtaking. People may not know how to engage you or speak to you. They don't know what to say. When I say that Ace of Wands, like you step into a room and like people don't know how to take you. They're like, should I say hi? Should I not? Like, should I just stand over here to wait for them to talk to me? Like, that's the energy that you give off. So you do have the Knight of Cups. He's got a friend. That's nice. And then you have the World. Look at that. So great energy here. Great energy here. Let me see what's at the bottom. Seven of Swords. Okay, there's that sneaky energy. Some of y'all do have come across as sneaky. If others, it's not necessarily sneaky. It's just extremely private. Like your business is your business. I'm just going to leave that like that. It's funny because poking out is the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom. So I'm definitely going to leave that like that. You're looking very gifted. You're looking very successful. Lots of potential. Bright future, like we said. And that's the energy that you give off, because you're just like a ball of light, right? The World is a card of completion, getting things done, the end of a cycle, growth and development. That's the energy that you give off to other people. Very stable. Knight of Cups is also very open, very receptive. So it is someone that's very passionate and that kind of goes around sharing love. As you can see, he's got that cup with the fish. It's like, hi, how are you? Very open. Like I said, as people may not know how to engage you, you are very comfortable engaging other people. So you know, if you're in a room and people are like, who's that? You'll say hi, right? You'll say hi, you'll engage. Like if you're meeting new friends through other friends at any type of gathering or social group, you'll engage. You'll say hi, how are you? And people are like, oh, Pautu's so nice. Even though I don't know what to say to Pautu, I don't want to say the wrong thing in front of Pautu. Like it's giving cool kid, right? So let me start pulling from these oracle decks. I have the 3 astrology based ones. I do have the melanin pop, and then those that hybrid of that sexual energy deck. So let me get this astrology energy coming through for you. That's so funny. That's so funny. Because what I was talking about in the beginning, so I do have, okay, let me just put your card down. It jumped. You have Trine. It says angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. And the interesting thing about this card, before I get to the point that's hilarious to me, is that it fell in reverse. But even when it fell in reverse, I heard no upright. Like I didn't see the card, I just saw it fall in reverse. I heard, oh no, upright. So I flipped it up. So people may not know how to take you. Like you are very confusing, Pautu, but in a intriguing way. Like people, like you flip the world upside down and then right back up again, or in the reverse. Like someone may like you may see people whose lives are upside down, and for whatever reason, something about you and your energy, you flip them upright. Or if they're upright and I don't want to say need to be taken down a peg, you're very good at flipping them over and making, and I don't want to say humbling people, but that's the energy. Because something about you're very protected, and people can tell, like that angelic support. You're very supported in harmony, perfect flow. But that's also how you give the energy to other people. That Ace of Wands, like that inspiration. This may also be my spiritual power from like a place of, like everyone says, like there's certain I guess astrological placements, or just certain people with certain energies that's very karmic and always engages people in a karmic way, and not necessarily bad, but just you are like, you kind of bring people's karma into their life. Like you're either their blessing or their curse for wrongdoing. And anytime you engage with people, it's, I don't want to say that it's so extreme that it's always one side or the other, but with that World card, that closing of cycles, people don't see you coming with that Seven of Swords. So whether they've been, you're always a lesson in a way that if someone's treated someone a certain way, you always seem to be that energy that matches that past karma, that past doing, right? Like you're always, like people always say, you meet your match. You tend to be people's match, not necessarily just in a negative way in them learning their lessons, but also for that past right doing. Like if you meet people that have had hard times, that have been struggling, you tend to be their blessing. So like I said, something very intriguing about that energy. But we talked about that Leo Taurus energy in reverse coming out initially, and I think that's why it came out that way, because I was like, why is the Empress and the Sun falling in reverse initially, and I wasn't ready to take it. Well, it's because of this karmic energy that you just radiate into the world. Like you tend to be people's karma, and Pile 1 was the opposite. So it had all of this Leo Taurus energy upright, if I'm not mistaken, and you had it in reverse. Well, it also had the Yin card. Here's the Yang at the bottom, right? Proactivity, expression, doing, forward motion. So you push people on their life paths, and they can tell that you're going to do that. So I'm not going to lie, there's some people that are like really, I don't want to say afraid of you, but it's very intimidating, the energy that you bring into people's lives, because as they really start engaging with you, they can tell that you are sent, right? Angelic support on a mission, whether consciously or not, right? Like all of you are not gonna be like super like, and even if you are like psychic and intuitive, the greater universal purpose is always hidden to us in that Seven of Swords. It's not, you're not always, you're not gonna realize your people's karma. There's moments where you're gonna realize like, oh, like this person has finally gotten their due, or this person let me help this person. You're not going to realize the magnitude of the universe sending you into these people's lives, maybe ever. Like, so you may never realize the magnitude of you meeting certain people and interacting with them, especially if it's brief in passing, maybe for a few hours, and you never see them again. But for whatever reason, that Yang, very powerful energy that you radiate, it changes people's lives. Every time someone meets you, even briefly, it's a transformation in their world, okay? With that World card, literally. So that's very interesting, very powerful presence. And I don't say that just because that's what Spirit is saying. I'm saying that is how people see you. So if people are intimidated, if people have strong reactions to you, it's because whether consciously or subconsciously, they can feel that energy coming through from you. Okay, Pile 2? That's your vibe. Very powerful vibe. Kind of witchy a little bit. Some of you may have that, like a witchy, like an occult energy, regardless of gender, sorry. Let me see if I can get something from this Spirit Daily little deck. Stab. Envision. And it is the number 2. So envision. And at the bottom, we have devotion. Let me see if I can. Yeah, that's good enough. That's fine. I'm like, it's good enough. It's fine. There may be instances of like people trying to brush off like your energy, just because like that was a very nonchalant reaction to me putting those cards down. So people may try to like downplay the radiation that you like, the radiant energy that you have with the Yang and the Ace of Wands card, like pretending with the Seven of Swords that you're not as great as you are, or that they don't think that you're as great as they know you are to be. So that's something that you may have to deal with a little bit. Let me pull from this Moonology deck. But I mean, that Envision card, people actually, I use the word witchy, and like if you're really into like spirituality and occult, people do see you as like witchy regardless of gender. Like they're probably like part of this energy of the karmic energy you're giving off. People probably feel like you would like cast a spell on them or put a root on them or something, for whatever reason, if it came down to it. Or that you can see them for who they are truly, right? Ace of Wands, Yang, Envision, like you have the sight. You can see them because you're possibly psychic or super intuitive. Like they can't, like what it is a mirror to these people, right? Seven of Swords, people feel like you can see them for who they really are and that they can't hide from you. Let me see. This card is, the Moonology deck is sticking for whatever reason. I can't get it to properly shuffle. Okay, let's see. But I mean, people do. They see you as this visionary. They see you as a visionary, but they see you as a vision, like a dream like energy. So something about you is very, very attractive. Like your energy is beautiful and it makes you physically beautiful, regardless of what your features are with that yang energy. And that devotion, like people tend to fixate on you, whether positively or negatively, and whether you realize it or not, people tend to obsess about you with that devotion card. Like people are very devoted to you, invested in what you're doing and whatnot. Okay, let's see. I might have to give up on this deck if it doesn't give me something. I don't think that. Okay, so I'll give it one more go, but there's some weird thing around the moon transits for you. What's that? Yeah, because it took a lot, and I'm like, okay, what's different about this deck? It's a moonology deck. It's not just an astrology deck. It's based on moon transits, and I was like, why is that a factor with POW 2? You may observe the moon transits, and people may actively try to hide themselves from you, or try to like people are afraid that you're gonna like run their charts in astrology or whatever. You have nothing will come of the situation. Void of course moon at the bottom. You put it here. And then the card that jumped out is expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. So again, that's that transformative energy coming through for you, where you kind of come in, you shed light in that yang sun energy onto people, and you shift their complete and entire world in the world card, which is why it's the last. Seven of Swords, don't really see it coming until you pop up. So you're very transformative, and people see that. So let me see what's in Melanin Pop, and then we'll hop on into that sexual energy, because I can already see that coming through. People feeling like people do feel like sexually there's a hidden side of you that some people are really a little bit afraid to see. Some people are kind of afraid of the passion they feel would come from sex with you, like that devotion. Like people can tell that, or even if that's not necessarily the case, people just feel like that whatever this energy you have is, if they were to have sex with you, they would become obsessed, extremely devoted, like locked in permanently without being able to escape. That's some strong energy, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm like, what is happening? Like that's some really strong energy, POW 2. Good for you. Let me see. Quick, okay. Yeah, that's right. So I'm talking about that, but that's that reluctance, right? There's that I choose them energy. It's in reverse. It says priorities, rocky, reluctance. Now, that's that reluctance, to that fear, like that intimidation that people feel when engaging you. But again, there's also that I choose them in reverse, and it says a lot about you. Devotion. People latch onto you, whether extreme cases or light cases. Like you're the star of any room you walk into, whether you realize it or not. If you're very quiet, most of you are not. With the yang ace of wands energy, you're very confident, very sure, very vocal. But those of you that kind of fly beneath the radar with that seven of swords energy, that eclipse energy, just kind of fading beneath the surface, it doesn't really work. People pay a lot more attention to you than you realize. They may ask about you after certain events, later down the line, like, hey, how's POW 2? Because they're just a little intimidated by you, even though you may have a little bit of insecurities and be intimidated by other people as well, especially crowds. But I choose them in reverse. It is no one's paying attention to anyone else but you, right? Like I choose them would be upright, would be, oh, I'm not really worried about POW 2. I'm engaged in all of these other people. People fall in love with you very easily romantically, but socially people are like, I want to be POW 2's friend, right? So, professionally, I want to be POW 2's acquaintance. That's how it works with you. People latch onto you with that devotion, and then I choose them in reverse. Interestingly enough, I'm going to pull another one. You do have old school, upright, vintage, chivalrous dates, courtship photos. So people do tend to have a romantic latch onto you. That was in pile one. So again, confirmation if you came over from that pile. If not, that's fine. But people want to, when people engage you romantically, they want to do so seriously. But I choose them in reverse, devotion, upright. Like they want to invest in a connection with you, with the world. Like they want your connection with them to be the final romantic connection that they have. Even if you engage people that I do everything, jump on, jump in. Even if you engage with people that are dating around socially and are invested in you, and if they're not quite ready to settle down, they tend to think like, okay, well, down the line, right? The world card, like maybe I can circle back to pile two once I'm where I want to be, once I've elevated myself. Maybe I'll try and see if pile two is available. You do have community at the bottom. So again, lots of people very interested in you, not just romantically, but like I said, socially, professionally, wanting to be close to you within your vicinity. So let me see if I can get one more, and I will take the bottom. Rebel. Great. So strong-willed, let's see, protester, nonconformist, opposition. That's you. And that's the energy that you give off. Very special, very unique, very outgoing energy. You have call. People love talking to you, right? Communication, news, offers, excitement, luck. So I will say, if there's a specific call that you've been waiting for, tea is spilling out right now. You do have expect powerful change and call coming through. So there may be a message coming in that you've been expecting. But yeah, people want to talk to you all the time. People are really trying to get your attention, because I see call as attention. People really want your attention. And that's the energy that you give off. It's like you don't really need the attention. You're just kind of living your best life, doing the things that you do, very strong and in your power. And people want a piece of that, right? So let me pull this. Hopefully I don't knock everything over. Okay. Let me pull the sexual energy. So I want 6 cards so I can pull your sexual energy specifically. But I mean, yeah, very powerful presence. Very, like people want a taste of you, right? Sexually and otherwise, but they're also very afraid of the energy and what it might do to them, because they don't know. Like I said, it's giving kind of witchy, occult, non-traditional spirituality vibe. So let's see what's going on sexually for pile 2. Sexual energy of pile 2. Immediately you've got orgasmic. See, look at that. That's that energy. Like it's giving quick. It's giving, and I say quick, not like necessarily short, right? But just some people have this, like you have an orgasmic energy, literally, to the point where like some people may like finish. I'm trying to be mindful with my words. We're on YouTube. Just by thinking of you, right? So just know that, especially with that envision card and devotion, powerful change, like that's, some people literally finish without even like just thinking of, I don't know, when they saw you or a picture or just thoughts, without even having to self pleasure. And with nothing will come of the situation. Your energy is, and your presence is so big, people literally feel like you would never engage them. That's part of why everybody kind of wants your attention. They feel like you would never engage them. And you do have, the other one is making love. Like people feel this passionate energy coming from you, and that's the energy that they kind of want to send you, that orgasmic lovemaking energy. You do have at the bottom, oops, let me not drop everything. Again, you knock people off their feet, literally. So you have you drive me crazy. Can't show you that card, but, and I also want more, but that's the energy that people come from. Like I said, in extreme cases, obsessive, but just hyper fixated. What's this? Stolen kisses and testing your limits. It's too many. I don't want to take it. But I want, see if I can get one. Look at the bottom, and then I'll pull 3 more. That's the process I kind of like to take, what's this? Teas. Okay. So yeah, make like it just, and then look at that fantasy. So that strong envision energy, like highly dreamlike. Like people fantasize about you straight up. They do. Like it's not. This isn't even about the energy that you're just giving off. Like you do give off a little bit of a tease, maybe a flirtatious energy, like a radiating, a strong sexual presence that people can already be aroused just by looking at you, just by being in your presence. But this is the energy, like your energy pushes people to a sexual fantasy. Like people probably daydream about you in real time, like literally as you're in the same energy, your same space. People like are not able to concentrate on certain things because of that energy that you give off, where they're literally hyper fixated on you. Okay, so let me pull 3 more and we'll close this out into role playing. Again, that same energy of that fantasy based things, the fantasies and the daydreams, them thinking of situations where that orgasmic energy can play out, that in their head energy with you. Show your wild side is rearing its head. Let's get 2 more so we can tie it all together. Okay, pile 2. Okay, what's that? Okay, that's 2. Okay, we have need to be uninhibited, and then we have intimate moment. Okay, so let me, what's at the bottom? Protect yourself. We'll just put it over here. It's not really in frame, but it's fine. Yeah, people really want to you make people want to explore sides of themselves sexually that they've never really been interested in, whether we're talking about being sexually adventurous or just something new, like energetically. I don't really know how to. You have an otherworldly energy, and I'm having difficulty describing it sexually, like the fantasies that people have, because I'm not sure they necessarily have the range to conceptualize the sexual energy that you ignite in them, if that makes sense. Like a lot of the people that you engage or that are sexually attracted to you, or that you're emitting this sexual energy to, they don't, I don't say they don't have the capacity, they do, they just don't quite have the range yet. Like they haven't explored those sides of themselves. Like they're not necessarily into spirituality, they don't understand the occult, they don't know anything about non-traditional religions. So when you step into that energy and you're very possibly vocal about these things, or even your sexual nature, if you're very open and vocal about your sexual nature and the way that you engage individuals sexually, it's another world for them. It's a language they don't speak. So they fantasize and envision it in a way to the best of their abilities, right? And that's how it happens. But really, these people would just do anything to have that intimate moment with you, to make love with you, and just kind of fit into that role and be open in that need to be uninhibited energy with you. Like they've seen glimpses of it in that tease card, right? They see glimpses of who you can be sexually and what you do sexually, and they kind of would like to kind of have a piece of that. You know, in that rebel card, it's very different. It's not something that they're used to. Okay. So that is all I have for you today, pile 2. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, pile 3. If you selected the green fluorite, then this is your reading. So we are going to look at your vibe. We're going to see just overall what you give off, and then we're going to see possibly romantically. I say possibly, so that's, I actually got romantic energy, so hopefully we get it for you, since I'm saying possibly may not be a priority for you, and that's okay. Ten of Wands just tried to jump out. I was not ready to take a card, but after we look at these tarot cards, we're going to look at some astrology-based cards, see general romantic energy, and we have a deck specifically to look into your sexual energy you're giving off. So let's get a good shuffle, get a good foundation, and then I'll start pulling to see what your energy is, okay? That's your vibe. Pile 3. 4 Swords. I like that. 4 Swords is about taking time out. It's about rest. Very easy going, soothing energy. But in this deck, you see that lightning. So you can, there's like a dangerous undertone here. Very sexual energy, because I associate the 4 of Swords with like laying down to rest, which could also be very sexual energy. So we'll see what develops as I get the other cards and how this comes through. But a calming energy, or a calm before or after a storm, right? Like people can tell that while you're very relaxed, there's an edge, like there's a line they don't want to cross. Like you're very sharp and very shocking. So you're calm by choice. Okay, you've got the Wheel of Fortune here, right? Love that energy. Right, that's that energy that I was talking about, right? That calm by choice energy where that fortune can turn, right? They could be very, very fortunate with you, right? In one instance, or on bad terms with you very quickly, as you know, as quickly as they were on good terms with you. Like it can happen very suddenly, very abruptly, but you overall, you like to be in that relaxed energy. You prefer to be calm and in that cool demeanor, but not necessarily where you need to be. You're very comfortable with this Wheel of Fortune and that cycle, right? Especially since you have the Knight of Swords at the bottom. Look at that same energy as that 4 of Swords visually, right? You got that person with the knife, with the dagger, and the lightning. Like it can change. It doesn't have to be a calm energy, right? And that's how people interact with you. There's a card that slipped out, and I didn't even feel it slip out. We're taking it. Like I heard it delicately slide across the floor. I didn't even see it fall. So it's interesting because it is the 8 of Cups in reverse, which is a card of moving beyond circumstances. It is possibly travel. And I still have the Knight of Swords at the bottom. So I split the deck. You do have the Lovers. I'm just trying to get the energy coming through. Like a very good, you know what? The Lovers is actually ruled by Gemini. So that could be that twin switch, 2 sides, duality of your personality, of very sharp or very soothing, that people get from you. I'm going to pull one more card because I want to do bottom of the deck, since I kind of touched on that Knight of Swords energy already. What is this? Okay, I don't get to choose. When I shuffled, the Knight of Swords came out as a jumper, and at the bottom you have the Moon, which is Pisces energy, but I also read it as Cancer. Okay, so look at that eye, that moon, the seeing, the all-knowing, that there's that certain understanding of yourself and other people. Again, psychic energy, because it is 12th house, but you know, it is what it is. It just depends on your life and your energy, maybe anywhere from intuitive to highly psychic, right? But that's very interesting of, so 8 of Cups leading into Knight of Swords is giving me an energy of boundaries that are very firmly in place. And I've said that in the previous pods, but something about the way that it's coming in here is unique. It's like it's not a, I have boundaries that I set in place, don't try to cross them. It is a, I have boundaries that you will not cross. You know what I mean? Like it's a you will not. I am here with a sword ready for you to try to infringe on my boundaries, with the 8 of Cups in reverse. Like no forward progress. Let me see. I need to give me a second. I may pause if I need to, but this Wheel of Fortune here is calling me in a very mysterious way with that moon. So if you're into manifestation, people can see where you're manifesting, right? Not very openly, or maybe you're open about it with the Knight of Swords, but like you say things that are going to happen. You say things that you're going to do, say things that you're going to achieve, and then people see it happen and then they remember where you maybe communicated it, or said, or you said that certain things would not happen, right? Eight of Cups reverse. And they didn't, because even if it looked like it looked like circumstances were highly favoring whatever that outcome was, and you were like, no, it's not happening. It's almost like, again, possibly witchy vibes, but big manifestation pile, whether you're consciously manifesting, like trying to, or if you just kind of have that energy where, like, there's people that have the energy of, they say something, similar energy to people that watch movies and predict the outcome of the movie that they've never seen, that energy that you have. So it's just interesting, but things always work out for you even when they seem unfavorable, and people are wondering why you're so lucky. They're thinking it has something to do with the occult, depending on who you are, but they're just wondering why things seem to work out for you, regardless of how you interact with people and energy. Not saying you're negative, but sometimes there's a slight combative edge, and nothing comes of it with that Eight of Cups, right? Like the Eight of Cups shows, like, okay, you have to grow, you have to learn. Sometimes there's instances where you don't have to grow, you don't have to learn, and they're wondering why, So that's interesting energy for you, Pile 3. So let me pull from these astrology based decks so that I can dig deeper into what you're giving off to other people. I will say very sharp, very bright, great communicator. That's how you come across. That's the vibe you're giving off. But also very, very lucky, even in instances where you shouldn't be. And that's interesting that that came out like that. So let me see. Ah. You may have wanted to pick one of the other two piles. You only because the energy that's coming through, I see Libra, right? The energy of Libra. You may have Libra placements, or maybe not, along with Pisces, maybe not. But the energy that's coming through, and I'll read the card. It says consideration, fairness, and harmony. That's that Wheel of Fortune. So things work out the way they should. Even if people don't agree, they always work out as it should. So you may seem extremely lucky in instances where you may not have been lucky, right? Knight of Swords, Four of Swords, like it's feeling like sacrifices. Eight of Cups is a restriction of a progression. Like maybe there's instances where you kind of held back, and it I don't want to say it worked out for you that you held back or were held back to some degree, but because of the holding back energy, because of that Eight of Cups, things worked out in that Libra scale. I don't even know how to describe this energy. Uranus you have, and Gemini may be relevant because it did try to slip out just now, and I did split the deck and see the Lovers. So Earth, heavy air sign for this pile, okay? But you have Uranus, which is radically changed. So maybe you're just used to functioning in chaos, and people can see that, and for whatever reason, even in the chaos, you seem to win. Like, I don't know. Let me get the rest of the astrology based cards out. You've got me speechless. This is uncommon. I don't know how to describe you, Power 3. You're really mysterious, but again, the bottom of your deck is the moon, so that makes sense. But Eight of Cups is almost feeling like a journey that people can't see. Like you're on the journey, but it's not an open journey. You just seem to be living day to day in the Knight of Swords, but you're not actively. I'm gonna take all three of these that fell because I need the clarity. That's a bottom. Okay, you do have devotion, which makes no sense because I definitely cleansed this deck from pile 2. So maybe pile 2 is the pile that, I think it's pile 2, it might be 1. Whatever pile that devotion card came out in may be yours. So you have surrender. Sagittarius, energy of the explorer. Ooh, okay. And then you have Libra again. Oh my gosh, the peacemaker. So heavy, heavy Libra theme here. Now, if you have a tendency to, it's all coming out now, you have a tendency to kind of be very passive with that Four of Swords, like very passive and disengaging. And people feel like that restraint in the Eight of Cups, like you don't do anything. Like whether, I don't know what instances, it's almost like you don't do enough. Like you're not active enough. Ooh, that's it. People feel like they can't see how active. That's that calm, easygoing energy. People feel like you're very passive and aren't engaged enough in whatever surroundings you have to see the growth and the progression that you have. Ooh, it's all coming out. I love it when I find the clarity, right? So you have, you know, this Libra energy, that fairness. It's almost like people feel like it may be unfair how you don't engage in that Eight of Cups, that Four of Swords. You're just kind of hanging out, and then life seems to be just throwing you this ultimate fortune. Like, what is it in the Moon card? Like, how is it that you're able to see these drastic changes in the Uranus card? Like, you know, how the progressions, right? But what they don't see is, again, they don't see in the Moon card that you've been actively working, actively nurturing whatever connections, relationships, networking to advance in the way that you have, right? Everything that you have is as you should. It's your life path. And it may feel easy to people because you're on your life path. You're moving as you should in balance with this Libra energy, explorer, right? You surrender. Like you're not passive, you've surrendered to your path. And that's what they don't understand. People tend to run around in chaos and try to force situations, connections, work environments that aren't necessarily for them, that they've either outgrown, that just isn't an energetic match. But you just allow yourself to fit and to fall where you're supposed to be. And people don't understand that, right? It's beyond their comprehension. It's possibly beyond your comprehension. You may just be going with the flow, super easy going, not realizing that you're just allowing yourself to align with where you're supposed to be and who you're meant to become. And it feels easy. It feels easy because it is easy, because there's no resistance, right? You're not actively trying to move away from situations in the Eight of Cups that you feel aren't serving you. You're just allowing, if it's not for you, it'll naturally fall away, right? If it's meant for you to go somewhere, the opportunity will naturally present itself. And that Moon card, that Moon energy, you just allow things to be. And because of that, you're seeing drastic changes in your success, right? With the Wheel of Fortune upright, the Explorer, Libra energy, the Libra scales fall into balance because you are simply allowing yourself to be who you're meant to be. Okay? And people see that. Now, there's the side of people that don't understand that. And then there's the other side of people that see that, what I'm describing, very clearly. And that's the key to your success. The people that see that very clearly, what I'm describing, are your assets along the way that help propel you where you're meant to go. The other side, I'm not going to lie, that's kind of your haters. They're like, this person is not doing anything. This person is not driven. This person literally does nothing. How is it that they have all of these opportunities, see this progression, met this great love match? This person isn't even actively dating. This person isn't even actively looking for a connection. You know, things like that. This person doesn't even want to go outside. How do they have friends? You know what I mean? That's the energy that the people on the negative side of the vibe you're giving off feel. But the people that understand this energy and are in alignment with it, they're like, man, Power 3 so chill. Power 3, like, you're the person that's just relaxed, that everybody likes to be around because you're cool. You don't have to be cool, and they know, like, you know, you'll switch if you need to. Like, you can get aggressive if you have to. You'll be active if you need to. But they invite you to go places and you're like, cool, I'm down. And people are like, I love how Power 3 is always just down for whatever, or not really worried about what's going on. Like, it's chill. And like, people like that, you know? And that jealousy from, if you're in, like, from a romantic perspective of people seeing like, oh, how is, because Libra is ruled by Venus. It is money. It is like success. It's assets. So people are kind of jealous of how financially stable you may be, but all of the things, the luxuries in life, all of the pleasures in life, and relationships, right? Like if you're married, getting married in a serious connection, Libra rules the seventh house of contracts, professional, and your marriage contracts and relationships, things like that, all of your contracts. So people are kind of jealous of your spouse, your partner, whatever, because like you weren't even, like you're not even a person that actively goes out to do that thing. Like you're not a super romantic person. So how did you end up with the dream partner and whatnot, right? At least from their perspective. And if this is not current energy, this is me spilling tea about the fact that people may, past, present, or future, be wondering how you landed such a great career, a great spouse, money, when they feel like you're just flying by the wayside. There's a lot of cards. Do I want to take all of these cards? I'm gonna have to, because it fits and I don't want to. So you got the moon, that Pisces energy. At the bottom you have full moon in Pisces, which says balance, spirituality, and practicality. And then the cards that all came out, you do have new moon eclipse, expect powerful change, which aligns here with that one, surrender, full, that easygoing switch energy into the wheel of fortune. You have cardinal moon, which is be bold and make the first move. I'm just gonna like try to create like a little bundle here so that I can not. And then you have full moon, surrender to the divine. So we have surrender 2 times. And then you have hold your vision, fixed moon. So again, people know what they know. They don't realize the actual time and dedication you put into the roles that you're doing, because it's a slow moving road for you. Like you're fast paced in certain ways, but it's been an evolution. It's been a slow path. That explorer, right? Surrender, the explorer, peacemaker. Like peacemaker is also very, very chill vibes. Like people think because you're so calm, peaceful, easy going down to just kind of flow whatever, either socially, professionally, like you're willing to move, you're willing to switch careers, switch jobs, you know, like because you're adaptive in that way, people take for granted that you do have a long-term vision, that you are balanced in your energy, right? Spirituality, practicality, and that you've done things, right? There's areas where you are that explorer, where you are bold and make the move to do what you need to do. Like you surrender when necessary, you act when necessary. So like I said, I'm reading it kind of from the perspective of your haters, because I feel like at least present or recent past or even near future, like it just seems to be a current theme of people kind of being a little bit jealous or whatnot around you. But I don't want you to, even though I focused on that to kind of help you realize this is your energy, most people love how easygoing you are. It's why you've been elevated, why you're seeing success romantically, success professionally and whatnot, right? You're a very balanced individual. And you have that Pisces energy, whether you have Pisces placements or not, right? Because we've got Pisces heavy here, but we definitely have Libra, like 2 Libra cards, and then you've got the moon in Pisces. So 12th house energy of just kind of trying to be as in tune with your inner self as possible, whether consciously or just natural demeanor. People like that you're not easily moved, that you like to be chill, that you're relaxed, okay? Like you're a vibe, right? Like title of the video. So let me pull from Melanin Pop, and then I'll pull those sexual energy cards, okay? So far though, I will say with that 12th house energy here and that Libra, very giving and taking and balanced lover. Like people see you as like you'd be good at giving and receiving, merging in very passionate, kind of romantic kind of sex. That's the vibe you give, okay, so far. But let me see what the Moonology, I keep calling this deck the Moonology deck. It is the Melanin Pop. I am so sorry. So, and I saw gifts just now when I split the deck. So let me Let me get a good shuffle, and then I will see what this deck has to say about your energy, about your vibe. All right, pile 3. Walk away, leaving, separation, endings, divorce. That's interesting considering we have the 8 of Cups reversed. Okay, before I even pick that up, okay. All right. I don't think I'm gonna take that on the floor. It is give me space. I caught that energy before that card hit the floor. I'm not taking it because I don't want to pick up on you guys' specific situation. There's someone that's feeling a bit abandoned. There's somebody like from your past. It's not feeling like current energy or future energy at all. Because like I'll just pick it up and show you. Give me space, right? Time apart, boundaries, no contact, and walk away. Like 8 of Cups reverse and walk away. It's like that's might be your haters. Like there's people that have left situations because they felt you were in them, or there's people that have felt like they were gonna just leave you behind because in their mind you're unmotivated and you're not as invested in certain situations, whether romantic, professional, social. Like people feel like you're kind of like, I don't want to say people think, the negative people think you're a slacker, or that, I mean they do, they think you're a slacker, they don't think you do much. So whether it's relationships or professional, and so like they felt like they were leaving you behind, but they're not. And I don't want to dwell too much on it, but it's like they felt like there's people that felt like they were leaving you behind, or they felt like you left them behind, and they're a little bit salty about it, and that's these haters. So people that have left situations that they feel like they were just gonna elevate above you, or people that feel like you kind of ditched them and then elevated yourself in a way that they didn't even see coming. Those people are the people that have this pessimistic view of the energy you give off. But overall, people feel very chill. Okay, people like that you're chill. They like to interact with you. They like that they can call you and that you'll either hang out. People like that you're professionally, like you'll take your time and be patient with people and explain things clearly in that night, or it's like you don't have this aggressive energy, you don't have this fast-paced energy. Like you'll take your time with someone, if you're teaching or training or something like that, and whatnot. Right, you have androgyny on the bottom, ambiguity, sexual identity, gender expression, style may be very relevant to you as a person, but this is just someone that's super adaptive, super flexible, can be who they need to be in any given moment, and whatnot. So I want to pull 2 more because you're very complex energy, pile 3. So let me get this for you. I'm trying to avoid your very specific past situations, excessive drinking, sex addict, unhealthy coping mechanisms. So you may have elevated above some type of addiction, or maybe doing that, or have walked away from someone because of that. Yeah, but it's giving that people you've walked away from are obsessed a little bit. You do have devotion here, so just be mindful of people and their attachments to you, as you've moved on from people. That's probably that whole negative perspective coming in so powerfully. The people that are highly fixated on you, a lot of them are so from like an obsessive perspective, like in a negative way. So just watch that. You do have Libra energy again at the bottom. Balance, care, respect, reciprocate, grounded, growth. So I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. I said I wanted another. Okay, I said I wanted 2 more, so I'll take 2 more. But your Libra energy is coming again for the 3rd time, which is energy of you being protected and fairness. And I'm not gonna lie, a card just like did a backflip, cartwheel, and fell. You probably could hear it, just so that I could still have this energy at the bottom. So that Libra energy is no joke, right? Libra, and I'm reading this as Libra. You have wild card poking out here, 3rd eye. So that's that Pisces energy, Uranus energy, and Libra. So Aquarius coming through as well. Old school is the card that did the cartwheel, and it is in reverse. It's outdated, age, closed-minded. So you may have a very creative, unique way on how you like to live your life and how they like to pursue life. And I'm not gonna lie, the energy I described is very innovative. It is very unique. Most people like to try to hyperfixate on certain outcomes and hyper control their lives. You do not have that energy. So excuse me. You do not have that energy. So the people that have the negative perspectives are people that you've outgrown with the walk away card, that are salty and fixated on you and very closed-minded in your approach to how you live your life, right? Again, you are my world, really allowing you to take up way too much of their time. But let me see from the positive perspective before I move on. Like I said, most people love this energy that you have because the energy that I'm describing is great, okay? Just so we're clear, it's great. It's just that people dislike what they don't understand and what they don't have the capacity to achieve. So it's just jealousy. It's jealousy. So again, that negative side of the obsessive nature, you stick with people, right? You have devotion, addiction. Even after you leave, people kind of really, they dwell on you. They think about you. Old school in reverse. They think you're a breath of fresh air. You have a very futuristic, I guess, energy. Like there's ahead of your time energy, okay? So let me pull from these sexual decks. People also with the walk away addiction, old school reverse combination, they feel that you may have like an alternative form of sex. Like I think I mentioned earlier that it's like even give and take and whatnot, but like people feel like you have like an energy that would have them like whipped or whatever, and that you would be able to walk away very easily, but they would not be able to. And then also, with that old school in reverse, just non-traditional forms of sex. Okay. And then with surrender, the explorer, peacemaker is like very calm, like feel like sex with you would leave them relaxed and feeling really good after whatever the journey is of sex with them. It would be like a very calm demeanor after, like the type of sex where you two just kind of lay in bed after, or just kind of lay down and watch TV after, or just go eat after, just chill. Okay. Hiding my intentions. Oh, I'm like knocking everything. I just dropped this whole deck. You have hiding my intentions, and I'm wondering why I just dropped the whole deck. Let me see what's going on. You have hiding my intentions, romantic. Let me pick up these cards. That is chaotic. So people do see you sex. They feel like you have a chaotic side to you as it relates to sex. So that's what that is. So you have like, again, that very cool, easygoing energy to the point where people feel like you don't even do anything. But like hiding my intentions and romantic. And then I dropped the whole deck. What does that mean? Like a hidden romantic side. I don't know. Some of you, this is an ex coming through heavy that you need to watch because they might be chaotic, but like hiding my intentions and romantic, I do not have time for this. This is already going to 30 minutes, but just watch that ex, okay? Just watch that ex. And watch people that latch onto you, right? Hiding my intentions romantic. And then let me just grab a random card from this pile off the floor. Okay, you've got long lasting. Okay, so very positive people in your life and coming into your life. And with that balance, that Libra energy coming through, even if you don't have those placements, it's because you have a balance. You have an equal amount of people that are obsessed with you in a very negative, possibly harmful way, but you have a lot of people that care for you on a very deep level that could be very good friends and romantic partners and whatnot for you as well. So people have very extreme reactions to you. That's why you have that addiction card. And I wanted to pull 3 more cards from the sex deck. But I mean, people are sexually obsessed with you, either whether even the people that like from your past. Like I said, it could be exes or people that like liked you in the past that you didn't return it the energy. But like there's a sexual obsession with you, right? Devotion, addiction, hiding my intentions, you know, romantic, long lasting. People kind of see you as the ideal partner even when they hate you. So just watch how people engage you, okay? Just watch how people engage you. Be very mindful of the energy you're attracting. Not that you can control other people, but you seem to have been very good so far at removing those types of influences from your life and detaching from them and keeping them away. So just keep on that path, keep on the path you've been on, and just continue to embrace these people too though. So don't be so wrapped up in those negative influences, because I can tell that you're very aware of it. That's why it's been a focal point of your reading, is these negative energies, these people that are jealous of you, that resent you, that feel like you owe them something. So just make sure that you in you being aware of that energy, that you don't push away good, I'm hearing contracts, so maybe that's what that Libra energy is. You have soul contracts coming and you have people that you should be engaging, right? Hiding my intentions, romantic, long lasting. There's individuals that you may be a little detached from because of fear, out of all of this chaos that I see that have surrounded you with other people, okay? But I do see that the people, even the haters, see you as super romantic. They feel like sexually, like you'd be able to really perform a really long time in a way that some people may not expect, and that you have a romantic side that a lot of people don't get to see, right? Like that there's a side of you that you only allow people that you're in love with to see, with hiding my intentions. Like there's a mask you wear until you catch feelings, and there's that romantic energy, there's that long lasting energy, okay? So I'm going to close this out because it's over 30 minutes and I do feel like we've got the gist of the energy you're giving off. Again, both from a negative perspective and haters, and just how people just overall like how chill you are. So I'm going to close it out. So hopefully this resonated. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.